Yeah, so I just want to finish up that video concerning my walk away, and I finished with groupthink, which is I'm sure many of you know how powerful groupthink and disinformation and propaganda is, because all you really have to do is turn on your television set and watch a couple of clips of CNN if you can stand it for too long, or MSNBC, or any of those other broadcast networks with the constant attacks on Trump, which, by the way, don't even make any sense. They don't make sense. Um, they want to what they want to do, and this is so sad, especially if you can see it. Just like a lot of you, because a lot of the walk away movement is really, it's like an awakening, because Trump has been in office in 2 years and he's gotten so much done. And we've been through 16 years, including Bush, and 8 years of Obama, with relatively nothing really happening. And as Americans, we're watching our country spiral down into nothingness as our freedoms are constantly eroded and decisions are made for us that we would never in a million years make. Never. Because the last 8 years of Obama, I was like, excuse me, the 8 years of Obama and then his last 4 years, I was like, why would they do stuff like? Because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. The shape that America is in, it doesn't make sense. Why are we trillions of dollars in debt? It doesn't make any sense. But then we look for saviors. We look for saviors, and then they put one out for us. That's why Trump won, because the savior complex wasn't working anymore. You put out a white man, you put out a Barack Obama, a half breed, and then you hit him up with a woman. And for a lot of you, because a lot of you are on the fence, you don't know what you are. But listen, if Hillary Clinton had won, America as you know it would not exist anymore. Donald Trump was a reprieve. He is the first president that I ever prayed for. Because I don't know if you guys know, all those witches and warlocks and stuff like that, they were all getting together. It was on Facebook, cheered on by the liberals and the Democrats. There's a lot of underlying stuff going on. Cheered on by the liberals and the Democrats to harm him. This is why I've lost respect for the Democratic Party. Because I know when I'm looking at bullcrap. And then they put Hillary Clinton in front of you, which is like pouring syrup on dog do and calling it pancakes. Because she's literally Al Capone in a Chanel dress. Okay? So let's not beat around the bush. We know that we've been dealing with criminals. And we know that we've been dealing with high corruption. Okay? And you didn't really get that from Donald Trump. He appeared, and still appears to me, to be an outsider. And he's swimming with the sharks right now, and he needs our support. And hopefully he'll run again, because I'm not a big Pence fan. I don't believe he's the real deal. I think they just threw him at Trump. That's what I think. But I also want to talk about, because when Trump won, everybody was, all of a sudden racism was like the hot topic. Calling that man a racist, because this is the new thing now. See, because If a liberal or a Democrat, if they don't want to talk with you or debate with you on facts, they'll just throw out the R word or call somebody a misogynist. If you don't agree with them, they're going to place one of those isms on you because there must be something wrong up here with you. When you're really looking at them and going, dude, you're crazy. Because I'll tell them in a heartbeat, I'm not no goddamn liberal. I'm not no goddamn Democrat. I'm not a radical. I love America. I was born here. Okay? Now what I've got is, I've got white liberals telling me, a 50-year-old black man, what racism is. Okay? This is the level of craziness. When I grew up in a white neighborhood, an Italian, Jewish neighborhood, and Spanish people lived down the block. And in my neighborhood, I would say 10, 15, 20-mile radius, there was no black families. They had 3 black families that lived in one building on Neal Avenue. So, I know what racism is. Yeah, I've been there. And then I want to make something very clear. I moved from New York City to Alabama, the South. And as quiet as it's kept, especially I live in Daphne, Alabama, it's beautiful down here. I'm not going to tell you what I pay in rent because I don't want you all moving down here, especially you all liberals. But it's inexpensive and it's beautiful, and I live right next to the water. If I paid for my place in New York, it'd be $2,500 easy. Easy. But back to racism, I experience less racism to no racism down here than and this is this is basically a Republican state, than ever in New York, because New York is nothing but, it's so hypocritical. New York City is the most racist state that I've ever lived in. Everybody knows it. Liberal is all hell, Democrat is all hell, racist as the day is long. Racist as the day is long. Same thing, I lived in California, San Francisco. Liberal is all hell, Democrat is all hell, racist is all hell. Because wherever liberals live and Democrats live, there's a separation between the races. Everybody knows it. And right now I live in a complex of townhouses, and I would say it's about 70% white, 30% black. You don't see stuff like this in New York. There's a separation. It's liberal. It's liberal. So, I say what I say to say this. If you're black and you're woke, don't bother trying to wake up nobody else. You make your videos, you put it out there. People want to talk, you talk, but you're not going to convince anybody of anything because they have people who, like me, I'm loyal to my race. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I want to see black people do well. That's what I mean. Everybody's talking about oppression. I'm talking about killings in Chicago and stuff like that. I want my people to rise up and to get a share of America and its greatness. And it's possible. And I'm an American, and I believe in America, and I believe in borders. How are you going to let a whole bunch of people in when everybody's not employed? Pookie ain't employed yet. Pookie can't find a job, but you want to flood the country with immigrants because the solution to black plight now with the Democratic Party is immigration. because they're replacing us. Okay? And I'll end with this. Like I said, there are people, okay, who stand with America and with Americans. You don't have to be a Republican, because I'm not. I'm a, I voted for Donald Trump because I like him and I like his policies. But I'll never vote for a Democrat again. Never. Because I can see it now. Their collaboration with the media, the propaganda, the disinformation, their failed policies. They selling black people poverty. And it's selling real good. It's selling real good. But I stand with my country. And I'm loyal to America. I'm loyal to Americans. Wherever you come from, whatever color you are, whatever your background is. But you got some people, all they're loyal to is their party. And they take marching orders from their party. They don't even care what the policy